Hello! Alright, it's cold today, so I got my Christmas Remax beanie on to keep my ears warm. But today I have a kind of a hot topic to talk about that if you keep up with this at all, I'm sure you've at minimum heard about it, probably talked to someone about it, had a conversation here and there. It is the 50-year mortgage. I'm just going to give you my opinion on it. Again, just my opinion, so take it what it is, but here's the way I see it as an investor, myself, as a homeowner, as a real estate agent, someone that's in the business, that is showing houses and selling houses just about every single day. So I'll start with kind of the cons. So obviously the cons of the 50-year mortgage is you're going to be paying more interest over time. It's going to take you longer to pay off. In the long run, it's going to be more money, all that stuff. On the flip side, whenever you think about it, who's keeping that mortgage for 50 years anyway? Who really keeps their mortgage for 30 years, honestly, before you sell a home, before you refinance or anything like that? So although, yes, if you keep your mortgage for 50 years, a 50-year mortgage, you're going to be paying for that house double, maybe even more. If you're going to do that, then I'm going to argue that you're not very good with money. Like you should reevaluate how you treat your income, how you pay off your mortgage, how you treat debt. And remember, interest on renting is 100%. So at least this, you're getting some of that money back. You're building some equity, even though it's a smaller amount over time. I would argue, so whenever we bought our house, me and my wife, we put a 30-year mortgage, and our first house as well, it seemed high at the time, but now, after being in it for 5 years, we're actually paying more than what our minimum is, well above it. So you should be doing this with a 50-year mortgage. If you got a higher interest rate to get into a home because you got a 50-year mortgage, you should refinance that to get a better rate. So I think you should look at it as you should use this as a way to get into a home, build some equity, and then as you grow your money, as you grow your career, reevaluate how you're going about it. Here to me is the biggest con in the 50-year mortgage that I see, and this is also the biggest con in a 30-year mortgage and even buying a house, are those people that you purchase a house and then you want to sell it just 1 year or 2 years after purchasing it. Those are the people that are really going to struggle, because especially if you're like a VA buyer and you don't put any money down, or even an FHA, you only put 3.5% down, or heck, even a conventional, you only put 5% down and you want to sell it in a year. There's a good chance you're going to be bringing money to their table with all the closing costs of selling a home, real estate commissions, all of that stuff. So to me, that's the biggest con, is those people that put very little down and you only paid 12, 24 payments. If you got very little, you put very little down to your principal, and you want to sell your home, or you need to sell your home, or you have to sell your home. So those are the ones, and you got to realize, and I say this all the time, but people, I don't know the misconception of real estate. Buying real estate's a long-term investment. You don't buy real estate and sell it in a year, and you're not going to make a bunch of money. That's not how it works. You hold on to it. Appreciation goes up. You're paying your mortgage off, so how much you owe goes down. So it's kind of like more of a trajectory of that. You buy a house that makes a good rental, then you get a renter in there, you hold it on for that much longer, you have a renter paying off your mortgage. That is how you invest in real estate. Or you buy something at just a great deal and you flip it. That's how you invest in real estate, not just buying a house and selling it a couple of years. You're not going to make money doing that. That's kind of I don't really necessarily see it as a terrible thing. Like I said, it's better to do it to get some equity, and then you refinance, or then you start paying over That's what you should be doing anyway. You should read the stats of I don't even know, like you pay one, on a 30-year mortgage, you pay, I should look this up, but you pay just one more payment a year, and I think that cuts off 7 years. So it's like that turns, just like that, turns a 30-year mortgage into a 23-year mortgage. Make 2 extra payments. There's also, you can pay bi-weekly instead of monthly, and that gives you, I think, 1 extra payment per year to help you with that. So I would argue, just as a society, we're not great with money to begin with. That's the problem, not our lack of education or school systems that teaches us about money. Those are the problems. Our parents not helping your kids and teaching your kids and educating them about money and interest and compound interest and all those things. That's the real issue here. So me personally, so just a little more personal than probably what you want to hear. Me and my wife, we would buy another house. You know, we want something with a little more land. I would absolutely use the 50-year mortgage if it comes up to help with affordability. If it cuts our payment down to $400, down by $400 a month, we can afford more of a home than we can otherwise. I would absolutely use it and will use it if it becomes a thing, and do exactly what I just said. Use it because your payments, like right now, like I said, the payment we have in our current house, it seemed high. Now we've been in there 5 years, we're actually paying over it, and it doesn't seem that high anymore. That just kind of seems to be how things work. So to use it, get in the house we want, then start paying over or refinance, and get that thing paid off. So I would absolutely use it. So anyway, I hope this helps. Again, this is just my opinion. If you have another opinion, you think I'm crazy, feel free to let me know, because I'm down for, you know, I don't mind looking at it from the other way too, especially since I'm in the business. So some of you out there that are not in the business, coming from a completely different perspective than me. So give me a holler. If you need help buying, selling, you want to talk about anything, you want to talk about listing your house, even if you're a year out, you want to buy a house, let me know, give me a shout, let's talk. I'd love to help you as well. Thanks.